Hello and good evening. Welcome to this webinar on the 7 things to look out for when creating content for sales. As at the time you're watching this webinar, I'm somewhere out of Lagos for a very important meeting. So I had to pre-record this video because I have to keep my word now. Once every week, I'll drop a video for you, strategies that will help you become better in your business. So you're welcome once again. I'm really excited that you are here. So I'd like you in the course of this class to use the chat box because I'm going to be reading all of your messages. Okay, that's the only thing that's going to keep me going where I am for this weekend. All right, so I know one of the reasons you are here, which you've probably not thought about, the reason you're listening to me right now is because you trust me. Trust is a very important factor in business. So when it comes to sales, there has to be some level of trust. Okay, people buy for two major reasons. Number one, they have a problem that they want to solve, and secondly, because of you. So they are buying into you. They are buying, they have a trust, they have a level of trust they have banked on you. So they are buying out of that trust. If you've not met me, my name is Nelly Brown, but I like to be called Nels. I'm a Lagos-based bridal makeup artist, hairstylist, and a business coach. So far, I have 99.9% success rate with my students. I've trained over 1,000 students in my paid community. I have students in my mentorship, which is my organize and structure. You have 1 year access to the program. We have 18 courses in the curriculum. And you have me to yourself personally, one-on-one, not in a group setting where you have to ask your questions. So you have me one-on-one, so where we have tailor-made strategies for your business. Okay, so you're welcome once again. So if you're just joining for the first time, let me know where you're joining me from, okay? And if this is not your first time in my classes, why are you here again? This should form part of your review for me at the end of this session. Now, the results and transformation that I personally have experienced in my business first started from my mind, okay? I know you've heard this quote a million times. Change your thinking, change your life. But it's the absolute truth. It's the absolute truth. Every change that you want to see in your business starts first from the inside. So the common thing we see people do, I see people do, because as a business coach, my job is not just to teach you. I first of all analyze the problems that exist. So the common solution I see to people when their content is not working is to first complain, and then the next point of action is, oh, maybe I need to get a new phone, or maybe I should do more Instagram live, or should I do more collaborations? Do you think I need to post more reels? In fact, I was speaking to one business owner and she was like, oh, Nels, I've been seeing your program. I'll get it, but I want to get a new studio space. So you see that all of these activities are outward. Now, you cannot get the kind of results you want because you are working on the outside, whereas you ought to start from the inside. So trust me when I tell you that when you change your thoughts, when you change your activities from the inside, you will see a new outcome because your outside world is a reflection of your inside. So all of my teachings, whether free or paid, whether live or pre-recorded, are result oriented. I have created my programs such that you don't come into my class and don't go back with these 3 things. Number one, you must have clarity. At the end of all of my classes, you must know where you are. You must understand your position. Number two, you're going to have an increased confidence such that the third thing, which is the roadmap I'm going to give to you, you would have the confidence to take action. So nobody comes into my class and you know the way they'll say it now, you don't come and go back the same way. No, it doesn't happen. So these are the 3 things you get from my free classes, and this is a free class. Now, of course, for my paid classes, every person gets value in 5 ways, my paid classes. Number one is accountability and support. So like a free class, I'm not going to come and ask you, oh, what's happening in your business? No, in my paid classes, we have that discussions. If you're in the one-on-one, you speak to me personally. If you're in the group setting, we talk in the group, okay? That's number one, accountability and support. Number two, you get a more structured and organized business such that, especially for students in my mentorship, every action you need to take, you pass it through me. Because if you take on the action and for some reason you self sabotage, you would not. I wouldn't like it. That's why I'm your coach. That's why you paid me, anyways. You paid me to put my eye on your business, all right? So you get a more structured and organized business. The third thing for those in my paid classes, they get enhanced self awareness. So self awareness comes into play when you are aware of what you carry, you are aware of your value, you have the awareness that, oh, I am worth this amount, oh, I can charge this. Because a lot of people, the reason why you have problem with pricing is because you don't have an increased self-awareness. So the third thing everyone who comes into my paid community gets is enhanced self-awareness. Because the reason you have issues with pricing, upgrading your pricing, is because you are not aware of who you are. You are not aware of what you carry. If you know what you carry, if you know that what you have is gold, what you have is diamond, are you going to sell it at the price of bottled water? No, you wouldn't. Now, the fourth thing is increased confidence. Now, for my free classes, yes, you get a level of confidence. But trust me, my paid classes, your confidence skyrockets. There are actions that you're going to take that you've never taken before in business. You're going to be taking them. The fifth thing you get is clarity and achievement of results. So it's not just a matter of, oh, I have clarity on this thing. No, I've taught you in such a way. I've given you activities. I've structured my classes such that as you come in, you begin to just achieve results. You find yourself achieving results, and you're like, Nels, I don't get it. Since I met you, I've just been hitting this milestone. So that's what you get when you come into my classes, whether free or paid. So tonight we're going to be speaking on a very important topic, which is the 7 things to look out for when creating content for sales. Now, content is very important because everything that revolves around our business involves content. So right now, this is a video content, even though it's pre-recorded. This is a content. If I had a review about my service, that's a content. If I needed to put out my work for a customer to book me, that's a content. If I post on my stories, that is content. If I'm shooting a collaboration, that is, I'm creating content. So everything around our business revolves around creating content. So you cannot rule out the place of content creation in this business because it is very important. So everything about our business is anchored on content. Because if you don't put out content of your work, you cannot get booked. So content is very important. It's just like if somebody were referring you, the first question they're going to ask is, oh, can I see her Instagram page? Can I see her work? Why are they asking? Because it's your content that qualifies you first. So you don't even have to be there. The first thing a customer sees, they're already qualifying you in their head. Do I want to work with this person? Do I like what I'm saying? Okay, so I had a bride last weekend. That's my manager's wife. And the photographer was asking her a question, like, how did you find us? So she was saying that somebody referred somebody to her, and the name was Astro something. And that when she typed Astro, he was the first person that came up. And that she checked his page and she liked what she saw. And that eventually, when the other photographer that was referred to her, when she saw his page, she didn't even like him. And that she had a conversation with this guy. And that's how it came. So you see that it's not even a matter of you being referred for a job. The quality of your content can determine if you would even get that job. So your content qualifies you even before the customer decides. Imagine now somebody who was referred for a job lost that job simply because his content does not match the customer's expectation. So when you are creating content, you must have the customer expectation in mind. You don't create content because you like this pattern of content. Oh, I like to talk like this. I like to shoot like this. Do your clients like it? Now, content for sales. I need you to understand that sales is what selling. To make sales is to sell, Abi. Selling is an introduction of value. People have to notice you before you can sell. So if you missed my last class on how to get more eyeballs on your business, refer to the WhatsApp community. The links are there. I think I will drop the Telegram community and just drop all the training links there so that we don't have to keep, we know WhatsApp is funny now. New members don't get to see what's been there. So refer to that teaching. That was the teaching we had last week, Friday. So if you have to introduce something of value, which is your business. You do it through content, and that content has to be done well. Now, I want you to understand that entrepreneurship is your biggest personal development teacher. You are going to go through series of failure. Success in this industry as an entrepreneur is built on the back of consistent failure. So you have to get used to the fact that you will do something and it will not work, and you have to keep doing it till it works. Now, the only difference is that if you want to cut out your journey in life, what do? You get a coach, you get a mentor. That's the place of mentorship. You get a mentor such that the mistakes that they have made, they guide you through such that you no longer make that mistake. So, what is content? What's your understanding of content? What is content to you? I need you to write it down because my admins are going to leave the WhatsApp community open. So, all of these questions I'm asking you, you're going to answer them and drop them for me. Okay? Yeah. So, what is content to you? What do you understand by content? Because if you don't know what content is exactly, it will be difficult for you to even create the content that speaks to your ideal customers. Because it's only when your content speaks to your ideal customers that your businesses can blow. So, what is content? What is content? In my own definition, content is an introduction of value. So, content is like a vehicle or a channel through which I communicate my value that aligns with my customer's expectation. So I'm showing you something that you want to see, that triggers you to take an action. That's my own definition of content. I try to make my teachings very simplified such that when you begin to take action, it helps you to even better take action. You understand? That's why I get good reviews. Why? Because I teach in a very amazing way. So content for me is a vehicle it's a channel to communicate my value that aligns with the expectation of my audience or customer that will cause them to take an action. So it means that if I put up a video, the me who is putting up that video, I am doing it so that it aligns with you without you knowing, because sales is psychology. You are banking, you are not, in fact, as a makeup artist or a hairstylist, you're not just a makeup, you are a psychologist, you are a therapy, you are plenty things in one. I put out that content and it triggers you to take the action that I want. That's my definition of content. Being able to introduce my value, that you take the desired action that I want. Now, for your content to work, it means that I have understood your desires such that as you are seeing me, you are immediately taking action. You are being triggered to take that action. So if your content cannot trigger your audience to take your desired action, not their desired action, then your so if my content does not trigger them to take the action that I want them to take, then my content has failed. So there are a couple of questions I want to ask you. So far, we're in the fourth month of January, February, March, April, May. We're entering the fifth month. So we've done one quarter and we've done about 25% this year. So I'd like to ask you, what have you achieved in terms of sales? How has sales been for you in the last 4 months? Have you done up to a million? I'm not saying a million naira in 4 months. A million naira in 4 months is not money. That's 250K per month. Excuse me. I'm talking about every 30 days. How much have you made? Because if you do not track your progress, you can't go forward. You can't start a business and not have record and tell me you don't do bookkeeping. You don't know how much you make. You don't know your sales channels. You ought to know all of that. So how much have you achieved in the last 4 months? How much revenue? I'm not talking about your profits. That's you to decide. But let's look at your revenue first. If you're in my mentorship, of course, we will not. Before we're talking profit, not revenue, because we need to know that. I need to know that you are doing multiple 100%. So you're not just assuming I bought this pen for 50 naira. I don't want you to sell it for 100 naira. I want you to sell it for 300. That's how business grow. Times five return on investment. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and I trust that you answer them because these questions, you like, why is Nels asking me? What's the importance of answering these questions? If you don't answer these questions, the framework I'm going to share with you here will most likely not work, because there's already a mental block, like what she's saying. So I believe that if you're still listening to me, you are serious about getting something out of this training. Now, it's a free training. I'd always say, doesn't mean it doesn't have value. Yes, the value you will get is just 1% of my paid class. Do you understand? My free classes, you get a slice of bread. My paid classes, you get a loaf. My mentorship, you get a bakery. So you make your choice. All right. So what has been working so far in your business? Has your content been working? Because I just told you that content is putting out something of value that triggers your audience to take an action that you want. So if I put up a post and I want them to share that post and they are commenting, it's not in line with what I want. So to the rest of the world, that content is working. For me, it did not meet my expectation, because when I put out that content, I did not put up that content for just comments. I want people to share it. So it means I have to go back to my drawing board. What did I not do? So it's important you answer these questions. So far, what success have you had with your content? What's the success rate with your content? Every content you have been putting out, has it been meeting your expectation, your business expectation? Because you can put out an awareness content and be expecting sales. It's not a sales content. There are three kinds of content. There's content to grow your following, there's content for engagements, comments, and all of that, and there's content for sales. So it's very common to see a lot of us focus on content for engagement. You cannot expect a content for engagement to bring followers. It doesn't work. So you have to ask yourself, has your content been working? What success rate have you had? So it's common to see people focus on content for engagement and expect to make sales. There's difference between content for engagement and content for sales. So when you put out content that is supposed to bring you following and all, and you're expecting sales, you should know that you are getting it wrong. Now, your content does not necessarily define your success as a business owner. What defines your success as a business owner is your business strategy. So when you have a content, you are just not, you have a content, you just have I see a lot of people say, oh, I want to buy a content calendar. I bought content calendars. I'm not thinking much said. I told one of my students, I was telling my students in one of my classes, I think I bought that calendar about 20,000 naira or so. Nothing. Nothing, because you have to be taught to understand. You just don't buy you have to be taught. And especially when you see, I see students come and say, hey, Nels, they're not my students anyways. They are not yet my students. They're like, Nels, hey, I've paid for something before, it did not work. I said, did you pay for somebody in your industry? So you are buying a content calendar from somebody who is not in the beauty industry. You are buying a content calendar from somebody who is not a business coach in your industry. You are buying a content calendar from somebody who does not understand makeup. So they tell you, go and create a reel and talk about, let me pick something. Talk about a pet peeve. A pet peeve in makeup industry, is that what's going to translate to sales? Really? So these are things you must check. I need you to answer these questions, okay? I'm not here to just get you excited. I want to see an absolute change. So I have suffered as a business owner. I'm telling you the honest truth. I didn't make progress till, first of all, I had to work on my mind, and then I went for coaching. So I've taken coaching, in all honesty. I've taken 14 business classes. I have trained on every aspect of business, from sales of online classes to automations to all of that. And I took a course on content too. I paid for a visibility class, and that class, they taught us on content in that visibility class. So what are the 7 things to look out for when creating content for sales? Number 1, the right objectives. You must have the right you see what I said about you putting out a content and wanting them to take your desired action. What is your objective? Because you cannot put out a content that is supposed to just make people laugh. You know, they are entertaining content, they are motivational content, inspiring content, educational content. So how do you put out an educational content and expect it to convert to sales? Like how? So you must have the right objectives. To create content that drives sales, you must have a clear call to action. You must have a clear objectives of the results you want from the moment you post that content. That's number 1. Number 2, Prepare your page for instant conversion. It's the same thing that happen when people say, oh, Nels, my ads are not working. I have a content block. You see, all this one is because, of course, you've not gone through training. Yes. You know, the skill part of a business is different from the technical part, is different from the business aspect of the business. So if you learn only the skill part, know that you have scored 1/3. There is the technical part of the business. That's why you can see very good makeup artists. They don't know how to record videos. They don't understand light setup, but their work is good. They can do makeup. The technical part is not just what I just said. There are a whole lot more that forms the technical part of business. Then there's the business aspect. If you want to succeed, you must be a 3/3. You know that when they say this baby, she a 10/10, you have to be a 10/10. You cannot settle on only the skill parts and expect to have the kind of results that I have, or the results that your faves they have. No, you can't get it to, because the knowledge that we have, you are lacking in that area. So you must train on that. So you need to prepare your page for instant conversion. This has nothing to do with the skill part of your business. All these things I'm sharing with you is not the skill parts of your business. Before you start driving traffic to that your content, you know, many of us who put out our content, there's something called the DM traffic. How to drive a DM traffic? It's very easy. People put out they put out content, and they don't understand why they put out the content. Their page does not align with what they are putting out, yet they want sales. No, you must prepare your page for instant conversion. And I'd always say, if organically your content is not working, ads will not work. Sponsored ad, that's why my sponsored ad course, I sell it to only my students. I made the mistake of selling it once to somebody who never bought it. She said, no, Nels, I don't have problem with my business. I just want to learn art. She talk. You know that trying to, I said, okay, let me give her. Her arts did not work. I asked her, I got to a point she was not answering me. I said, how far the arts? She said, she doesn't understand. I said, you see, your content is wrong. Come and take a content class. Say, no, Nels, don't worry. I'll figure it out. Till today, we have not figured out I've not gotten any solution from her. So I knew that was a mistake. And from that time henceforth, I've never sold my sponsored arts course to somebody that's not my student. Because if you've not learned how to prepare your page for instant conversion, and your content is not a sales content with the objective to drive sales, your ads will not work. Go and buy ads from me. Go and buy any targeting from anywhere. It will not work. You will see that you had 10,000 views, 20,000 views. Nobody sent you a DM because the page has not been prepared for conversion. And then the content itself is not a content with the right objective, which is to trigger sales. So maybe you are running ads on a content that gives you likes, just engagement. Maybe as you are running that ads, you are just getting followers from strange people that you know that cannot even book you. They say there's an error. So ensure that the content on your page, they can move your target audience to take an action. So it moves them from strangers to ready to buy customers. I keep saying it, that your audience is formed of different set of people. So your audience is made up of different sets of people. Your colleagues in the industry, family and friends, people who just like your work. They are young, they are not getting married, they are not referring, they just like your work, they're just attracted to it. And then they are potential customers. All these things I shared in the first live we did, which is last 2 Fridays, the free crash class on sales. So you know what, I'm not going into all these details because I've taught them before. So if you've been missing out on the free classes, you have to go and watch those videos. I'll drop the links of the Telegram group. So you join the Telegram group such that every video class that we put, the links are just there, because we cannot keep dropping the links. New people join, we are dropping links again. No, we can't do all of that. So your page has to be ready such that you can move your audience, your target audience, from strangers to ready to book, from potential to ready to book, that they see you and say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I have been looking for. I'll give you an example. People come on my page, and let me not use coaching, because many times you say, oh, she's always using coaching. People come on my page and say, sorry, please, can we jump on a call right now? This is the okuku I want to do, but I don't want that other 200 you put. Oh, Nels, please, I like this makeup, but I don't want my lips. Instantly, that's a content that I just posted, doesn't even have up to 3 likes, doesn't even have up to 100 likes. I'm getting DMs already. Oh, I saw this hair. I posted something. I pre-recorded this video. So I did this today now. I posted a video and somebody, I just got a DM. Sorry, oh, that hair, how do you, that effic hair you did? And how much will it cost to do the effic hair? That post, as right now, as at the time of recording, it still has not had 100 likes. Somebody has sent a message. Do you understand? So that's the essence of preparing your page. So if your page lacks these touch points, there are 7 touch points for a customer to make a booking. From the stage of awareness, they are different. I can't teach you that it's in my paid class, but there are 7 touch points. So that those touch points moves them from when they first find you, till when it eventually gets to where you get your credit alert. So if your page lacks these 7 touch points, you'll be spending time and money creating content, driving traffic, maybe through ads to that content, yet it will not convert to sales. The third thing to look out for when creating content for sales is to retarget your warm audience. Now, your warm audience are potential customers. They've engaged with your content, they've watched your reels, they visited your profile, they probably even sent you a DM, but they are yet to book. With retargeting ads, now retargeting your warm audience if you want it faster, like I'd always say, a content that is working can bring in 3 DMs, maybe 5. Once you add ads to that content that is working, it will bring 20 DMs. So if your content is not working organically, ads will not work. Don't forget what I said. So you retarget your warm audience, because if you are creating content for sales, this is something you must look out for. People who have engaged with your business before that didn't book. Was it that their wedding is far, or the time they want to style there, or they forgot? Do you know that sometimes you can be trying to send a DM to a brand, you just saw them say, I like this, there's somebody close to me. Like when I wanted to order a shoe, I was surprised. I say, there's somebody close to me, like walkable distance I can pick up a shoe from without having to pay dispatch. I said, really? By the time I was done, something distracted me. I began to see other shoe pages. Don't worry, I like to buy shoes. I began to see other shoe pages. I was like, shebi, I just saw somebody now. Something distracted me and I couldn't find the page again. Now, if she does not keep creating content, because the fact that I've seen her once, even though I don't follow her, but I have interest in it, you know how the algorithm works. If she creates content again, maybe within the next 24 hours, I will see her post again. Amazingly, because Instagram suggests pages to you. If you keep checking a particular page, you are not following them, but you always check that page. It will keep popping up on your timeline. So that's how you retarget your warm audience. The content that they had probably engaged with, they send it. You must not forget the objective. Your objective is number 1. If you create content that does not align with what the client wants, it's a waste of time. So, and then you can use retargeting ads. Retargeting ads is taught in my sales class, in my sponsored ads class, rather. I'm sorry. With retargeting ads, you can retarget this set of people specifically with a trigger sales content that will convert them better, because they already know your brand. They've been seeing your work. So that's that specific trigger based content. Now, add on with ads, you are triggering them to make a booking. I will show you. I think there's a client who has sent me a message before. That content I put out again, I didn't even put ads on it. I just posted it that night because I was teaching a particular class. I think that was the July business class of last year, 2023. I was teaching July business class, and as I teach my classes, I do examples on my page. I send them the DMs. I make the screenshot so that you see that what I'm teaching you is working. Now, the fourth thing to consider, to look out for when creating content for sales, have a great sales process. A process that converts leads to buyers, because there are people who they've put out sales content, people are sending them DMs, they don't know how to respond, you don't know how to have conversations with customers. These are skills you must learn. You must learn negotiation, you must learn persuasion, empathy. Social media is a skill. Sales, closing of sales is a skill. Content creation itself is a skill. So the fourth thing, like I said, is have a great sales process to convert your leads to buyers. So you are moving them as they are coming in, they are booking immediately. You must be able to manage the conversation. Okay, I teach all of these. I'm listing them out for you, but I taught them in depth in the 1 million in 30 days sales challenge. He said there's a 5 hour sales strategy session. So imagine me talking about sales to him, maybe just 1 hour, and then I'm teaching it as a course for 5 hours. You should know how in depth that course is. So ensure that your customer journey is there are three things that makes up your customer journey: the customer experience, and then customer satisfaction. That it is solid, because if it is not solid, that customer that has come will not even experience your business, and there will be no satisfaction. Do you understand? The customer journey is the sales process, how we handle the sales, how we have that communication. Because it will be a waste of time to put out content that triggers customers to send you DMs, and you are not able to follow through with them with the sales conversation and get the credit alert. It's a waste of time. These are things you must learn. You must learn it. Otherwise, you just keep getting frustrated in business. Now, the fifth thing to consider when creating content for sales is to continue running ads. I don't see why business owners don't want to spend money to run ads. Something is working. You put the money there. You keep recycling your. Okay, you that is in this WhatsApp community, how did you get here? Almost 90% of you came here through my ad. Do you know how many weeks I've been running that ad to get the number? I have two WhatsApp group to get the number that is in the WhatsApp. The Telegram community, there are over 300 people there. I want to put everybody there. So everybody must join that Telegram community, because all the links for trainings are now going to be there. We can't be doing WhatsApp and then come and be, no, everything is going to be there. So do you know how much I invest to grow my own platform? Anyways, in the mentorship, I teach about online classes and all. I'm going to teach my students are learning a lot of that. Really, how to sell out your online class and make at least 1 million naira. Because my first online class, I took a Trisha B's mentorship program. I took the MYK course with Trisha B's. And after I sold my first online class, I made 500k. So there are strategies to this thing. Don't be doing trial and error and say you don't want to spend money. You should understand, as a business owner, you must first invest in yourself before people can invest in you. You must invest in your mind before clients can pay you. If you want to charge a certain level of clientele, there's a mindset needed for that level. There's some level of value and knowledge you must have. Poverty is not just a lack of money, it's a lack of knowledge. When you lack that knowledge, financially you cannot break through. So continue running ads to keep increasing your sales. This content is already working. You now have a great sales process. I tell my students, once a content is converting, is bringing in bookings organically, run ads on it. Run ads, keep running ads on it to keep multiplying your daily sales. Now, I need you to know that ads is not a one-time affair. You don't run ads now and say, I beg, I'm not running ads again, I have quit. No, it's not a one-time affair. You keep running the ads. Once you see that the ad is fatigued, there's something called when your ad is fatigued, the ad don't tire, audiences expire. There's custom audience, your lookalike audience. These audiences expire. You create new. I've taught them. The course is in depth. You know how to do it. So it's not a one time. Except you are not interested in selling massively online. But because for you to sell, people need to see you. Okay, ads is not a one time thing. Except you're not interested in selling online daily. If you are interested, you must invest in ad, and your ad spend will help you to maximize your return on your investment and drive more sales. All the money you are putting will come back as long as you know what you are doing. All this thing is strategy. It's not trial. You don't do trial and error. It's strategy. You keep wasting time and money if you don't have the right knowledge. If you don't have the sixth thing to do when considering creating content for sales: monitor and track your content. I talked about that. I put out a content. I asked you, I said, the content you have been putting so far, have they been bringing sales? You have to monitor it. You have to know and say, oh no, this content I posted, what happened when I posted this? You must be able to monitor and track your content and your ad performance, your sponsored ads performance. Track it. I tell my students, I teach them in the sales challenge, the 1 million. Yes, the sales challenge teaches you to make 1 million naira in 30 days. I teach them the importance of analyzing their content and campaigns for better results, because this data will help you to adjust and make informed decisions. So I put out this content, it worked. I said, okay, I will research. That sales challenge, I give you daily sales task. So with those daily, you see my students' reviews now. Nels, I keep having, as I'm listening to the audio, my mind is just expanding. No more I don't have content. No more I have content block. Because I teach you in such a way that your mind opens to know how to do it yourself. I train you to be independent. You don't rely on me for anything after my class. Apart from being the mentorship where we're building your business, your structure, you don't rely on me. There are students in my mentorship from 2022. There's in the mentorship for 2024, we've not had conversations. They say, no, don't worry, my business is working. If I encounter any roadblock, I will come to you. I train you to be able to train others, to be able to coach your own students, to be able to teach them. Now, the seventh thing to consider when creating content for sales, have a sales content strategy. I mentioned in the last class, if you miss the last free class, the link is going to be in the Telegram community. That class, how to get more eyes on your profile. I mentioned in that class, you don't come on Instagram and pick up your phone and say, what will I even post today? You now go through your feed. People are posting tutorial. Let me post tutorial. People are doing Esther was black and broke. Now Esther bleach. That's what you're posting. People are doing 10-year challenge. I'm 10 years in the industry. Let me post. You don't, no, 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 no. You must have a content strategy. Copy and paste does not work in this industry. I'm sure you know that copy and paste does not work. How many copy and paste have you done that worked for you? Tell me. So a lot of people miss out on this critical step. Before you go on Instagram to post or go to your ads manager to set up your ads, sit down and create your strategy. Otherwise, you'll be disappointed. Don't just come on Instagram and post anything that comes to mind. That is you setting yourself for shege pro max, frustration pro max. You are just setting yourself up for discouragement, depression, because you're like, I'm posting consistently. I don't know why it's working. I've been doing this. I've invested my all in this business. You did not invest in the right thing. Nobody goes out to say I'm going to school without first making inquiry. Which school do I want to attend? What do I want to learn? Which school has the course that I want to learn on? How much is the school fees? How many years? You don't, nobody builds a house without checking the cost to lay a foundation. So if you don't put all these things in place, you realize that you are wasting effort and energy creating content. Now, there's something which is the eighth thing, which is not on the list, but very important. Have a strong network of people working towards the same goal. Surround yourself with like minded entrepreneurs to stay inspired, share your challenges, your success stories on the journey. You are more likely to achieve your sales target in 30 days or less. So, this is what you get. You get a support system, a network of people who are going towards the same goal. Like everybody on the WhatsApp group now, you are there for two reasons. I said I'm going to be sharing weekly strategies with you, which is what I am doing. I told you I'm going to be selling my courses to you. I told you that I will sell my courses to you. Yeah, that's number two. Number three, I told you you are going to have access with other vendors to collaborate with. So you see, we're there for a common goal. So when it comes to creating content for sales, surround yourself with like-minded people whose goal, they are motivated. That's why the sales content challenge, the WhatsApp group is a very highly motivating WhatsApp group where students are like, Omo, Mitch will say, beyond surface help, you are the one giving me ginger. Avila will say, no, is this one that is giving me ginger. Ewabella will say, you have done this. So there has to be support system. It helps you. You cannot live in isolation in this industry. I'm not talking about having close friends. We're talking about a common goal to grow. We are not having, say, we are doing click to go and party, to go and club. No, it's a common goal. We are making sales. We want to make more money. We want to grow our brand. We want to do this and do that. So far, with all I have shared, by following these steps that I have laid out, you're on your way to making sales every day and scaling your business. Now, I've told you what to do, but not how to do it. So if you want to have the how, where your objective is sales, you are able to prepare your page, you are able to monitor and track your content, you know how to run your ads, you want to have all of that, then I'm inviting you to the sales content challenge. So actually, as at the time of recording, is not yet May 1st, but this class is May 3rd, okay? I pre-recorded this before then. The only thing I can do for you right now is to give you the challenge at the price I'm recording it, which is 37,000, only for 24 hours, okay? So these are reviews from students in currently the sales content. I remember I told you that there are 5 things you get in my class. I've mentioned them. You see them. There must be clarity, awareness. You have the courage to take the right action. There are some key things I want to share with you. The key to selling, number one, is to realize that sales is a skill. You need to learn how to sell. Selling is not some people say they are gifted salesperson. Let me tell you, 80% of entrepreneurs struggle to meet their sales target month to month. Only about 12% meet up their sales target consistently. Why? Because they understand sales. Don't you want to be among that 12%? Are you not tired of month to month? You are wondering, where's the next booking coming for? How do I meet up my finances? My bills are piling up. I need to do this. I need to do that. Where? See, selling is a skill. If you sell to the wrong audience, you are wasting your money. If you create content for the wrong audience, you are wasting your money. Selling has to do with many things. What are you saying? How are you saying it? Who are you saying it to? That is, see, and these things form your what? Your sales. It forms it. So these things that I have taught you, I have explained them in depth in the 1 million in 30 days sales challenge. So the target is to help you make ₦1 million in 30 days. So think of it. What would an extra 1 million naira do for you in your business? These are reviews that I'm sharing with your students in that class. So imagine paying me 37,000 to make ₦1 million. Not do reach this one. Not do reach am. You pay 37K to make ₦1 million. How? So you have only 24 hours. Now you say, oh Nels, I don't have 37K. And the only thing I can do for you, make your minimum deposit of 20,000. So the classes are in three parts. You get access to the first part. When you complete your payment, so if you don't want people in this industry to price you like pepper and crayfish, have a specialty. Have your target audience. I taught that the first free crash class on sales. Go and listen to it. Okay. Now, this is the writings of Dennis and Myrix. I need you to listen to read it. Read it. I'm not going to read it out for you. It's here on the screen. You attract, you don't chase. Selling is attraction. You see what I said? We put out a content of value, the audience sees it and it triggers them to take an action. So sales is not a matter of the volume of content you put out, but the quality of content that you put out. Yes, you may have one or two supporting skills. Oh, I do makeup, I do hair, I do pedicure, but you can't be doing everything. There must be a specialty. There's something we must know you for. What are we selling? You can't have all the services. Only use barbing salon, they do pedicure, you do a manicure, piercing, they do braiding, they do wigging. Abba now. Like you are practically doing 20 services. If you have a beauty parlor, that's fine. That's a different business model. But that you're the one doing all this, you are wearing yourself thin. You are not going to achieve your sales target. More services does not mean more money. I need you to understand that you render more services does not mean you will make more money. So we've come to the end of our class today. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you have questions, drop them on the WhatsApp group. Of course, where I am, the only thing is that I cannot show up live because I'm in a meeting, but I can definitely respond to your questions. The WhatsApp group is going to be open. You want to make payment, this is the payment details. So please make a screenshot, make your payment, send your receipts, and you would be given access. Remember, you have this 37K offer for only 24 hours. Only 24 hours, okay? The best I can give to you, make a deposit of 20,000. So, like I said, the only thing I can give to you is to pay the 37K offer, but for it's just 24 hours, okay? 24 hours. The best I can do, say, oh, Nels, I don't have 37K, but I have 20,000, I have 30,000. Make that payment. Your balance must come in before 5th. Any balance that does not come in by 5th of May, you are making up your money to 20,000. So if you pay 20K and you're not able to pay up your balance 17,000 before 5th, you are paying 20,000. But I advise you, make this investment. Your business deserves it. What will an extra 1 million naira do for you? What would it take you right now to hit 1 million naira per month in your business? What would you have to change? And as an entrepreneur, you have to think in terms of risk and opportunity. There are so many risks you have taken that did not profit you. This is one risk that would profit you because look at the reviews of people who have taken this class. So thank you so much for being on this live. I hope you had a wonderful time and you learned a lot tonight. So I need you to ask your questions, give me your reviews, and we'll follow it up in the WhatsApp group. Have a wonderful night rest. I'll see you inside the sales challenge, okay? That is called the Money Magnet Club. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.